It was 11:30 p.m. when I finally made it home, so tired from the days running around. I slouched into my couch and wondered, is that all there is to life? I mean, we wake up every morning and quickly go into slave mode, only to repeat it the next day, over and over and over again. I didn't sign up for this. This is not what I signed up for when I signed up for Christianity. You know, I thought it was going to be an uneventful life, one of meaning and purpose, one that I can enjoy. I mean, I wake up in the morning and God has dealt with my enemies. Things are lined up correctly and rightly for me. My children are like cedars of Lebanon, and my marriage is peaceful and a wonderful thing. I was thinking everything was supposed to be good, you know. I don't think I signed up for all of this craziness and this confusion. I realized that this is something that's not discussed. Most ministers are avoiding it. People don't want to talk about it. Everybody's trying to be politically correct. We're sweeping these things under rugs, and we're not doing any good, because at some point it's got to be addressed. Somebody's got to face it head on. Somebody's got to talk about it. So let's talk. Let's talk. I made this video specifically to discuss these issues with you, because I don't think you signed up for that. I don't think you thought that your life was going to be any different from that which you read from the Bible. You know, all these promises made to us. What can I say to you? Christianity, in all fairness and in all truthfulness, is a very difficult walk. It is. It really is tough. Maybe that's not how I was introduced to you. Maybe it wasn't explained like that. Let's pull the mask. Let's drop all the pretense. Let's deal with the issue. Let's really talk about it. It's a very, very difficult walk, but it's rewarding. It's very satisfying. To think that you would blindfold me, walk me into a room, and say that I shouldn't worry, I should only trust your voice, and you would bring me through the other end. To compound the problem, you further explained to me that there are arrows flying all over in this room, swords drawn intending to destroy me and kill me. Yet I should stay calm and only listen to your voice. Now that's a hard thing to ask of me. That's typically what God is asking of you and I. Only trust me. It won't make sense. It would defy logic. It won't compute. There's no way this is going to make sense. But trust me. Trust me. I once asked God, why couldn't you just make things easy? Why can't you just make everything simple? He says, my grace is sufficient. My grace is sufficient. If you were promised a rosy Christian life, I'm sorry to say you were lied to. If you were told that your life was going to be without battles, you wouldn't have to worry about contending with spiritual wickedness and principalities and powers and rulers of the darkness of this world, I'm sorry to say that you were lied to. I think what you should have been told is that there's going to be very, very, very hard times and difficult moments. By this grace is sufficient. You know, your enemies will consult, and they will orchestrate all kinds of wicked things against you. They will make sure that they shut you up once and for all. They will try every way possible to make you endure pain. But through all of that, God will be your defense. I can't promise that some of the arrows is not going to splinter through your hand. I cannot promise that some of their evil devices will catch up with you. I can't promise that. But I can promise you this. He will make all things beautiful in His time. So tears and pain we will endure. Yet laughter shall be put on our faces in the morning. It's not an easy walk. I agree with you. It's almost unbearable. Plain simple, unthinkable. But His grace is sufficient. Let me encourage you, please. You know, what makes the problem even more difficult is we try to look for answers elsewhere. They won't come. They will not come. We try to make sense of it. We can't. We try to have a mathematical formula to our lives. It doesn't work that way. But if you will not lean on your own understanding, if you will refuse to rationalize every situation and just depend on His grace, it will be sufficient. It will be sufficient. That child will come home. That child will come home. Yeah, that marriage will oscillate for a while, but it would finally take its equilibrium and stop. And peace will reign. Peace will reign. That sickness is ravaging your body and you are constantly in the hospital. But at the end, the balm of Gilead will bring you healing. I don't think the promise is no pain. I think the promise is, though there is pain, deliverance awaits. Deliverance awaits. That's what the Bible says. Mark the end of the righteous man. His end is peace.